that moment now I'm here. She was singing as if the heavens were about to open up and she was gonna enter same time. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. If you're new here, my name is Kwazeybear, also known as Kwazeybear on all social media platforms. Do subscribe, be a part of this family, and if you're a returning subby, welcome back, darling. Now guys, as you can tell by the title of this video, I am doing a story time. Another one, thank you. I'm doing a story time, guys, so I'm not gonna waste too much of your time. Let us get into the story. Before I get into the story time, can I just tell you guys how much I love this hair? How much I love this color on me? It's giving Jamaican. It's giving Puerto Rican. Right, let's get into the story time. Okay, so like many years ago, guys, like many moons ago, I went through this like phase. I wouldn't say actually it was a phase. It wasn't a phase, but I went through it, okay? But I was going to church like on a regular basis. Every day, Monday to Sunday, I used to go to church. I used to be so in touch with like my spiritual side. I think that's what I should say. I was like very much in touch with my spiritual side, right? So with that being said, during this period, there used to be like so many car accidents, like in my area where I was staying, and the accidents used to be so bad to the point where like literally if there was an accident, 15 people would die or 10 people would die. It was like really bad, right? So during this time, I'm in varsity, ngiyafunda, you know, and when I studied a varsity, I never used to stay in res. I used to stay at home. It didn't make sense for me to stay in res because my home was like 35 to 45 minutes away from the university. So why would I stay at res? Okay, sharp. So I stayed at home. So every day I would travel to and from school, from home to school, and yeah, that was just me. Okay, and then every afternoon I'd go to church, and you know, that was my sort of like routine. This one day I go to school, fine, I get to school, I attend my classes, and then I go back home. Now, take a taxi from town, right? Town is like literally where I take my taxi used to be like 5 minutes away from the taxi rank, but it would be like maybe like a 10-15 minute walk. Sharp, get to the taxi rank, and I don't know why Aunty bethanda ukuspinch a big seat, but I used to have a problem whereby every time I get to the taxi rank, nobody wanted to sit at the back seat, and they would always just be like, because when we slender, hambo hlale move. Guys, so I always used to sit in the back seat. I didn't really mind, but it was always just a thing. Sharp. Okay, so on this particular day, I get to the taxi rank, they tell me, go sit at the back, and on this day, it wasn't like a quantum, it was a sprinter, so it was like the 22-seater taxi. Sharp, I sit at the back. Now we wait for the taxi, we sit hi, sharp, taxi, and the driver comes into the taxi, he greets everyone in the taxi, and we're ready to go. So before, like, for some reason, or taxi driver, I don't know whether it's a thing, they need to like hear everything that's happening when the money is being collected in the taxi, but he opens the radio and just turns down the volume, right? And then his money is collected, and once his money is all collected and stuff, he then starts playing music. Sharp. Taxi leaves the rank, he's playing music, and he happens to play gospel music. So now I'm like, yes, I'm in my zone. Gospel music, yes, please, yabo. Dlale gospel driver, and everyone in the taxi was like, like jamming to this gospel music, basically, right? Some of them were singing, some were humming, some were like very, you know, relaxed and with this music. Mina, I was in my zone. I'm listening to this music. I'm singing along. Kumnandi nje eteksini, guys. But there's this one particular lady in the taxi, Aunty. She was sitting in the seat in front of the back seat, right? Hi, guys. She was singing more than anyone in the taxi. She was singing as if the heavens were about to open up and she was gonna enter same time. Shabu. But no one is like really paying attention to her because everybody is just sort of like in their zone. Sharp. Excuse my eyes if they seem a bit drowsy. The lights are really bright lah. Anyway, so this lady is singing. And mind you, I did say to get home, it's about 35 to 45 minutes, depending also on the route that the taxi driver takes. Sharp. We drive. And just as we're about to off-ramp, if you know Gwandengezi, guys, kune off-ramp by Ashley Cemetery, right? There's an off-ramp there by Ashley Cemetery. So we were about to off-ramp, ne? And then this woman starts saying, kunomuntu la iteksi nofanele ehle. So all of us are like, hey, what's going on with this lady now? And we're like, hey, what are you on about? Like, I said, no, kunomuntu la iteksi nofanele ehle because umoya wakhe awuhleli kahle nami. Hey, so now everybody's now like curious as to what's going on. Kune commotion manje taxini, everybody's like, ayibo kwenzakalani yabo. She's like, no, this person's spirits do not sit well with me. I need her out of this taxi. People, so the driver now is like hearing the commotion and then he turns down the volume and he's like, ayibo kwenzakalani lapha move. So the lady's like, no, there's this person in this taxi that needs to get out of this taxi because her spirits don't sit well with me. Yada yada yada. How? So the driver's like, okay, who is that person? Oh, yabo. Oh, before he asks who's this person, he says, no, let me park on the side of the road because now it's getting dramatic, it's getting loud, it's getting rowdy in the taxi. Sharp. He off-ramps, he parks on the side of the road, and he's like, okay, what's going on? So this lady's like, there's a person in this taxi that needs to get the hell out of this taxi because her spirits do not sit well with me. Like, people, so the driver's like, okay, who is that person? So that like we can get this sorted out, yabo. Lady turns around, looks at me and is like, Nango. Hey bo, guys. Hey bo, so one woman in the taxi is like, oh, yabo, the drama. Shapu. And the driver's like, ayibo, this child is always la. Like, ulomntwana lo ukibela zonke insuku ama-taxi. Every morning uyagibela ehle esikoleni, every afternoon ukibela ama-taxi abuyele endlini. Ngiyamazi lo mntwana, so I don't understand ukuthi ugathi khona into wrong ngaye. Ukibela every day lo mntwana la ama-taxi. Athi nje lo sisi, it's either kwehla yena or kwehla mina. So the driver's like, okay, now he doesn't know what to say because he's not going to tell me to get out the taxi and he doesn't want to tell this lady to get out the taxi. Luckily, I think 2 seats from the door. And she's like, I know, sis, no, when on enkinga la, so I like taxi. The lady starts taking her bags and then she gets out the taxi. Taxi closes the door and she slams the taxi door. No driver, right? Hey, nangempela. Now everybody is having like their own little conversations. When there's drama, then those people start talking about on alaba. They start talking about on alaba. So everybody's like, so then this old lady is like, Gomina, wenganyam usontapi. Yabo, like out of the blue, usontapi. Hey, so I tell her, no, ngisonde down so. As we as what says Sindela itexini ngenxa yakho. Like we have literally been saved because of you. So when she says this, I'm just like so confused because I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. Like I don't even know what just happened. Like get lost. As in she says Sinde ngenxa yakho le itexini. Uyabona ubuzothi wehla from this taxi. Sibe nengozi. Kithi mina yibo, like what? That moment now I'm here. I am shaking. I'm shaking in my boots because I'm like, what the hell just happened? And also another thing that's stressing me out is like, sengicishe ngehliswe eteksini anginayo any mali yokuthi ngingathatha any taxi from here to home. Like, anginayo. So besides this thing stressing me out, I'm now stressed. What if they told me to get out the taxi? How was I gonna get home? Yabo. Sharp, so this old lady is like, no, sesindile la ngenxa yakho ubuzothi wehla wena sithole ingozi. Because what is this demon? Like, what is this thing that this woman is talking about? All of a sudden, now she's feeling spirits and whatnot. Not what spirits? She's the evil spirits. Yabo. Hey. That moment, I'm like, when am I getting home? When am I getting home? I am shaking. Hey, nangempela, I get home, I get off the taxi, and I get off the taxi. I get home, and I'm literally shaking. My gran is like, "Hey boy, waqhaqhazela kangaka kwenzakalani?" And I'm like, "We koko ngeke uyikhole into esiyenzeke etekisini." Athi yini? Ayi ngiyamxoxela uzayibo kwenzeke into so. Athi hayi phela into right uma ukuthi kwenzeke kanjalo. Ukushuthi ngempela nisindile, because what was this person feeling now? What was shuthi wena, the fact that you have such strong like spiritual connection, it wasn't allowing her to do what she wanted to come and do etekisini. Guys, angikaze ngishawo uvalo kanje. I mean, I've encountered izinto in my life, but some of them just really shocked me. That afternoon, I went to esontweni, and I was told by that old granny etekisini ukuthi I must go to church and I need to tell my pastor about it, need to pray about it, and all that stuff. I figured esontweni, I didn't tell my pastor. I was scared, guys. I was scared, but I did pray about it. But I was like, what just happened? So although I don't understand, or I didn't understand what was happening, I guess thank goodness for me being in the taxi, kinda, because sisindile from the accident, nothing happened to us. Like, I don't know, like, angas. So yeah, guys, that is my story time. Creepy stuff, yes. Tell me in my comments if you guys have experienced anything in your lives before. I'd really like to engage on it. Comments down below, engage, because wow, it really is some creepy stuff. Anyway, if you've made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it. I hope you did enjoy the story time, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.